They try to mess with it while you're trying to put it in. Look out, pig, look out. And it just washed down and washed the dirt down to the far side. Hey guys, I'm Evan. Welcome to Country View Acres. So we're standing out here in our front 12 acres, and this is an annual forage mix that I planted 6.5 weeks ago for summer grazing. And it's July 6th now. It's the hottest summer where the cool season grasses don't grow very well. And it's time to finally put the livestock out here and start grazing. So as we put this tape measure down here, you can see we are close to 28 inches tall, somewhere around in there, just over 2 feet. And I did spread nitrogen on here. I'd put 4 passes on, and you can tell where the lighter green is. That's where I didn't get fertilizer down. There's 2 strips right down the middle of this field. And hopefully you can tell that this right here is a lot paler green. And as we look at it, it's only maybe 22 inches tall. So the fertilizer, you can see the effects of it. You can see the color change. You can see the height difference. The other side has an extra 6 inches of growth on it. And I just spread this fertilizer on here like 2 weeks ago. So it hasn't been on here very long, and you can see how well it's actually working. So I needed to do a total of 6 passes through here instead of 4, but you can see that the nitrogen is making a difference. So putting the livestock out here is going to be a lot easier now that we have some of our fencing up. So we have this fence that goes down and ties in to the corral fence down there at the barn. And then we have this fence here that goes all the way to the other end of the field. So I think all we need to do is just take temporary electric fence from right here, and we will run it across the field, and then we will head over and we will get these trees over here inside the fence as well. That way the animals have plenty of places to get out of the sun and lay in the shade. I'm considering like mowing a path through here, or maybe weed eating a path through here, so that so the fence isn't shorted out and grounded out on the forage, and so it's easy for the livestock to see where the boundary is. And I think that'll make it easier for them to not accidentally get shocked or get out of the fence. All right, now I got the cows closed in. I can go ahead and pull up these 2 spools of electric fence. They're 1/4 mile long spools. And I bet you I got close to 50 posts out here I need to pick up and then relocate over into this forage. So it'll take a couple minutes on video, but it'll take me probably about an hour to actually get this all done. Turn off the fence charger. We'll have to untie our jumper wire here that's connecting it together. Get our handles untied. All right, I've got the fence all taken down and relocated over here. That took me from 9:30 to 11:05. That took me an hour and 35 minutes to do that by myself. So I told you, I guessed at an hour. It actually ended up being a little bit longer than that. It's pretty time consuming doing it by yourself, doing it on foot. But luckily, I only do this about once a week. So let's go ahead and let these girls and the boys out. We've got the heifers and the steers are actually together. We've kind of rearranged the livestock a little bit. So all the cattle are together right now. Come on out, Maya. Come on. Let me show you your new spot. Hey boys, we got some new forage for you. See if we can push you that direction. All right, we got the dairy heifers and the feeder steers moved out here, so our paddock move is complete. We gave them about 1/6 of this total strip, and we'll see how fast they graze it. We can adjust paddock size appropriately as we continue down the field. And then once we get to that end, hopefully this will have grown up. This is like 4 weeks behind, and we can start grazing this and start going down this strip. And I'm hoping between these two strips of forage we'll have enough food to graze at least until mid-September. We'll wait and see how it goes, but this will allow us to rest our pastures during the hot part of the year. And this is definitely the most forage I've had starting at the beginning of July, that's for sure. So I think everything's going to go good this summer. We're definitely going to have plenty of forage, and I won't have to feed hay through the summer like I've had to do in the past. So in the past, when we were both working jobs, we always did our chores of an evening, and I've continued to do that. But now that I'm here full time, I think I'm gonna switch things around. I'm gonna start doing all my chores in the morning time. And here's the 3 feeder pigs. So Rebecca did name them. People have been asking what their names are. So this red one right there, he's mostly red, that's Sausage. This white one, that's Biscuit. And then this one that is, he's got white underneath, he's red and white, that's Gravy. So Sausage, Biscuit, and Gravy. That are the 3 pigs' names. And that's what Rebecca came up with this year for the pigs. As far as the steers go, we still haven't named them. Don't know if we will or not. We'll just wait and see. One of them's got a number tag in it, number 39, and that's what I call him. He's already kind of named number 39. And then the steer with the white face, that was Fireball's brother. So I kept on calling him Cannonball. I was trying to think of something with Fireball. I have not know what to call him. So you can see we have all the sheep over here at the old barn. And they're yelling at me, they want fed. So one thing I need to do is we need to separate out all the boys, and we need to put them back over with the cattle, and then keep all the girls over here. We need to get them separated. I don't know if I'll be able to do that by myself. I'll probably need Rebecca. And the brooder, here's our meat chickens. We're down, we had a couple die, we're down to 23. And this is our first batch of meat chickens. We're gonna get another one here later this month. All right, I think we're done here. Everybody's water's filled up. The sheep have access to pasture. Chickens are fed, pigs are fed. Everything's done here. All right, so out here at the poultry pasture, the turkeys and ducks are in the chicken tractor, but they're actually free. The door's open. They can get out anytime they want. They're just in there for shade. So I need to change their water out, make it clean. Ducks are notoriously dirty. And Rebecca has given them a pool for the ducks to swim in. You notice that Rebecca fills the pool. I'm the one that's dumping the pool. I think she got the better end of the deal. She's kept this pool for several years just for ducks. You see our ducks are getting bigger. Come on. You can see that the ducks and the turkeys flock together. They're like buddies. All right, done with the ducks and the turkeys, so I think that pretty much wraps up the daily chores. Well, tonight we got family coming over. We're gonna have a cookout. We've been trying to get things cleaned up out here. The cooking area still needs cleaned, but it's at least not cluttered no more. And we're gonna try to make one of these freezers. We're gonna turn it into a fridge so we can keep drinks in here. And we've got 7 turkeys still inside of here. We think we got room in the next chest freezer. I think it says 25.5 pounds, that turkey. Yep. All right, we're on fridge. Most of the time we have these in freezer mode. We've got 2 uprights and we've actually got 2 chest freezers that can both switch between fridge and freezer, and that comes in pretty handy. So since we don't have a root cellar, I'm thinking about trying an experiment where I use one of these and maybe put some containers of water in the bottom to keep it nice and humid, and try to use it as like a root cellar to store potatoes and root vegetables in here in the wintertime. We'll see how it goes, but I'm hoping that I'll have enough freezer space that I can use one of these as like a miniature root cellar. Try it out, see how it works. All right, it's the next day now. We had our cookout last night. Rebecca's family came over, had a good time, but today what I want to focus on is getting the front of the workshop cleaned up. So I've got all this oil-filled pipe here that we're making fence posts out of, and I need this all out of here so I can get access to the workshop. So I want to get these cut down to 10-foot lengths, and then I want to get them like stacked and organized off to the side. And then I want to figure out what to do with all these scrap pieces of pipe, because I have got cut off pieces all over the place, and I think some are actually long enough we might be able to make something out of them, but the rest of them will end up just going to the scrap yard. But let's go ahead, get this cut up and organized. So what I'm doing when I cut these down, there's usually a threaded end, and it's bigger diameter, so I cut the threaded end off. So far, all this old oil-filled pipe has been pretty clean stuff. I finally got one that's got some oil residue on the inside, and it's wanting to shoot flames out the end. So if you look, you probably can't tell, on the inside of there's a black coating, and then I think that's actually coked up a little bit. I think there's actually some gunk down in there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to use a plasma cutter on this. Yeah, it had some goop in there. It was solid until I heated that pipe up, and then it started to melt and drip. But that was the first one out of, golly, how many have I messed with? I've messed with like over 60 of these pipes. And that was like the first one that I've had with something on the inside. I mean, they have stuff on the inside. Usually it's just rust, or it's mice nests, or nuts that squirrels put in the inside of them. But that was the first time I actually had like oil on the inside of one. So, I mean, overall, it's been a good experience. That's just the first time that's happened. All right, I just finished up. I ended up with 16 of the larger pipes, and I have 11 of the smaller pipes down here. And everything else you see laying back here, it's either scrap or it's pieces of pipe that are not good enough for fence posts. They're either rusted too much, they're bent, they got a hole in them, there's something wrong with those. But I think that's a pretty good start for today. Honestly, this is miserably hot out here in the sun without any shade. If I was smarter, I would have waited till this afternoon when this was shady to do it. But I think that's a good starting point for today. I think I'm gonna take a break real quick. I'm gonna get Rebecca, and then we're gonna go try to sort some sheep. All right, to sort the sheep, we're gonna first lock them in the barnyard, then we're gonna move them into the barn where we can hopefully divide them up in there. The girls have
Yellow
pink
and purple.
Yeah, sorry. Purple and yellow tags. The boys have white and orange tags on their ears. And it makes it easy to identify which ones as we sort them. But this will probably be a little bit of a fiasco. We're gonna give it a shot.
Go on in. Mo, you wanna follow her? You can stay out here, I don't care. You're gonna be going anyways. You don't have to go in with us, you can stay. Hey, maybe he will stay.
So Mo, the ram, he stayed back. That may be a good thing. We're gonna leave him outside.
You girls know the routine.
All right, everybody in the little pen. I don't even know if you fit in there. Yep. Can you all fit? Okay.
Are they in?
Yep, that's all of them.
Okay.
Larry's probably the only one.
Larry, do you see the door?
Go out, Larry.
Okay.
Not a boy, you're a boy.
This is a little boy.
This a little boy? Okay.
Move. You guys gotta move.
Go out there with Larry. Turn. Go. Go. Go out the door. All right.
One boy left.
One left.
And he's probably in the back.
He is. All right.
Oh.
All right. There you go. 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 All right. Now we're gonna go take those boys with the ram and move them over with the steers and the heifers. Come on, boys.
Mo,
There they go. Go ahead, Mo. To the other side.
good boy. Good job, chicken.
Well, that actually went way better than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. Expect the worst and
Hope for the best.
yeah.
Yep, so boys are moved. We still just got to open one gate down there to put them with the steers and the heifers. And these boys actually may be still drinking milk, I'm not for sure, so this may be weaning them a little bit as well. So we suspect that this will end up being very noisy for the next day or so.
They all went running to Maya.
What?
They all went running to Maya.
Did they?
Yeah.
Their protector?
Yep. See?
Yep, we'll have to go open up that other gate. Let me let you out. There you go. The whining has begun. It'll probably be like this for a few days for sure. All right, so the way we got this divided up now is we've got all of the girl sheep over here with the old barn, and I think we've got plenty of pasture for that amount of sheep for the summer.
And all the boy sheep, along with the dairy heifers and steers, will be in the front barn with the forage that we have planted up there until the little ram lambs that we've weathered go to market.
And until about, what is it, November, we'll put the sheep back together for breeding.
Yeah, we want them to separate now so that we don't have any little lambs born in the wintertime, so.
Yeah, because if we kept them together, we'd for sure end up with a lamb being born in like December or January when it's like -10 outside. It'd be like the worst time possible.
Yep.
So they're divided up. This is the way it's going to stay, you know, till around November, so around that time frame. So I think we've got plenty of forage where everybody is, and I think we're sitting good, I think, for the summer, for these hot months.
Right now, the sheep are still separated from the cows, so we got to go open them up.
And we're gonna leave this pasture open right here, that way the sheep can see each other across the driveway and scream at each other, I guess, across the driveway. And hopefully it's not quite fence line weaning, but it's like driveway weaning. They're still close enough.
The boys are doing fine with it. It's the girls that are struggling with the separation.
Yeah, the boys are like, oh, I got new grass, and they
don't care.
They're eating, and they don't even bothered right now. Hi, girls. You ready for get Mo back? You miss Mo? So out here in the summer annuals, you can tell there's a little bit of trample, and you can tell where they've been eating some of it down, but it doesn't look like they've hardly been able to touch the amount of forage that's out here right now. So I bet you this is gonna last for at least a good full week. We'll wait and see, but you can just see like the spots of trample and where they're eating. But it's, yeah, doesn't even look like they got 10% so far. They're doing a dance. He's like,
Mo, you are going to get kicked.
Mo, don't try to chase the steer. He's bigger than you. Rebecca's spraying the cows for flies.
Ellie, I'll have to chase, probably. So I can get my exercise.
She's gonna start running. The only thing I don't like about this sheep just crying like this all the time, to me it's like a dinner bell to coyotes. Mm-hmm. It's like, come eat me, come eat me. We'll end up, I probably have to lock them in the barn at night till this whining stops. All right, Rebecca says we need to put electric fence in the pigs and get them trained up.
Yep.
That way we can let them out in the pig pasture and let them have a big area.
Let them chase the sheep.
No, they won't need to be in with sheep. So every time we try putting electric fence in with the pigs for the first time, they really are curious. They try to mess with it while you're trying to put it in. So we're gonna try to get as much done outside the pen as possible. Try to minimize the time inside because they don't make it easy. Since this is just temporary, we just bolt it to a T-post and it works pretty good as a ground. So I know everybody says pigs are messy animals, and it is with mud. They like to put mud on them, but as far as the bathroom is concerned, they actually only do number 2 in one spot, and it just happens to be in the corner of this fence over here, and it is, it's kind of nasty over there, full of flies. So we're gonna try to put the fence, I think, over in this corner away from their toilet. We're just gonna put this fence about a foot off of the hog panels, the hard fence, and that'll keep them, that'll teach them to back up. They won't run forward into the fence. So every time they get shocked, they'll back away. Look out, pig, look out.
Okay.
Tried to tell you. All right. Luckily this reel is like dead. The handle's dead, so I have it hot right now, trying to get the pigs not to mess with it. You unhooked?
Yep.
Okay. I really...
Testing it again. It's like, oh, that's not hot now.
Touch it. Go ahead,
Okay.
So the pigs did get shocked a couple times, and they're staying away for right now, but they'll end up being curious. They'll test it again over the next couple days, and they will learn to stay away from the white wire. And once they do, they'll be so easy to fence in, and we'll be able to give them this whole wooded area all the way back over here, and they end up with about a ½ an acre of kind of wooded area when we're done. But that won't be for like at least another week, just to make sure they're trained up. So the pig wallow keeps getting bigger and bigger and coming out from underneath this fence. So we're gonna tie the fence firmly to the T-post. It's only got zip ties on it right now. We're using these T-post clips like we used on our new fence. They work pretty good. Apparently they even work on hog panels. Now we're just gonna fill this gap in with some concrete blocks and hopefully that'll hold them for at least long enough until they get out into the big area. And then we'll do our best to let this dry up, because there's another wallow out in the woods that they use once they get released to the woods. So on the 4th of July, we ended up getting about 3 inches of rain in about 4 hours. And that was a lot of rain, real fast. And we had just planted the garden 2 days before. So freshly tilled, freshly planted, and all that rain was a little too much for the garden. So my garden is actually on a downhill slope heading that direction. So all the rainwater came up here and it funneled right through this doorway. And you can see where the rain came through the door and it just washed down and washed the dirt down to the far side. Hopefully you can see where this washed out ended up being like right in line with where I planted a row of green beans. And as we look at this, I'm not sure how many seeds got washed away, but like right here, there's a green bean right on the edge of where it got eroded. And I may have ended up losing quite a bit of this row. And basically all the loose soil through here washed away. That's down to the hard pan where the tiller didn't till. It tilled about 4 inches. It took off all that 4 inches and it washed down over here, and then it piled up in this corner right here. So if some of the green beans did end up washing out, they may still end up sprouting, but just over here in this corner, we're gonna have to wait and see. And then I'll probably have to wait till fall and try to pick up that topsoil and move it back up and try to level this garden back out, because I do not like this ditch being here. I mean, I'm gonna have to fix it here eventually. But that's the problem having a garden on an incline like this. On a heavy rain, it does tend to want to wash out. So even though it's only been 5 days since I planted the garden, you can already see both rows of the popcorn is already coming in. The zucchinis are already sprouting, and some of the green beans over there. So I'm kind of amazed at just 5 days. Most of the seeds are already coming up. But we'll just have to wait and see what the garden season, how it goes. But I'll tell you, these first couple days with that rain, it just didn't start off very well. So Rebecca's actually on vacation right now, aren't you?
Sorta, yeah. I have a couple extra days off this week.
Does that mean you're going to be in any more videos? Well,
We'll see.
I shouldn't have asked. Rebecca actually does not like to be on camera that much. She's camera shy. She's come out of her shell quite a bit, though.
I like to help you. I don't want you to struggle by yourself, but
Yeah, she always feels guilty if I'm out working on something by myself, and that guilt gets her outside and helping me. So, which actually makes it really nice to be able to have somebody that'll come out and help. That's for sure.
So one of our new ducks that we hatched out has been named. It's a boy. He's very unique looking, very pretty duck.
He's unique looking. He's like white and black.
Yes. So he's definitely a Peking cross. But his name's going to be Oliver the duck, because my nephew, Oliver, his sister's Ellie, and we have Ellie the cow. So he insisted that we name an animal that we do not eat after him. So
it's the duck.
The duck.
Oliver the duck. And yeah, he's black and white, and he sticks out from all the other ducks, for sure. He's definitely, you can tell him from all of them really easily. Yep. And then the pigs, sausage, biscuits, and gravy. I told him that in the video that you had named them. And then the steers, I didn't know if we were going to name them or not.
Yeah. Right now we just call them number 39, Cannonball, Whiteface, and the Shorty.
For the smallest one. One's a lot smaller than the others. So
yeah.
So that may end up being their names. or it may not. Who knows? But probably what it'll end up being. We'll call them that. That'll be their adopted names.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. We've got more rain coming
Wednesday.
So the hurricane that's down in the Gulf of Mexico, it'll sweep up through the Midwest here, and they're predicting that we'll get a couple inches of rain from the remnants of that hurricane. So I really hope that it doesn't.
Hopefully it's over the course of the entire day, not like in an hour.
Yeah, the rain we got the other day, it was like 3 inches in 4 hours. Yeah. So they're predicting a couple inches. Yeah, hopefully it's not like a torrential downpour. I'm hoping it doesn't wash out the garden any worse than it is right now. So fingers crossed. We're still hoping we're going to get something from the garden. We've got at least 105 growing days left in our season till our first frost. So hopefully we will get stuff out of the garden this year.
Yeah.
Even though it was really late. But anyway, I think that's it for this video, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.